All in favor?
Aye.
On our agenda first is the O'Hara subdivision. Thanks.
Brian, here's Christine, we have one. We've been working through our subdivision site plan approval for this project. I think we left off last year. We're looking for the scenic vista component of this. So we've been looking to interpret that and provide updated site plans. We did send out a markup, which is on the screen here as well. Spoke with the code officer trying to get clarification on how to depict that and protect the vista and then show it graphically on a plan. Looking
Did you
forward.
get for his report?
I did, yes. I have that here as well for reference. So we've read through this. I updated the site plan again to protect the vista component of the code while allowing the site plan to move forward, knowing that this particular lot is going to be sold off to a new party. So there's that dynamic as well. Did you have an opportunity to look through the changes we made since the last meeting? Are there any questions? I know there's probably some clarifications and conditions that will be associated with that.
Do we have any questions?
I don't have any questions.
I don't have any questions, really, just a couple comments if I could.
Sure.
Appreciate the way you delineated it graphically. I think it helps us understand it much better.
Okay.
So that works. Thank you for that. There's a note under the EPOD notes here that basically restricts, all the landscaping like we basically has in that area. But I think it might be beneficial to the future owner if we would allow some minor landscaping to anchor the driveway. Like maybe we put something in the resolution that allows something lower than 4 feet or something. Just to allow them to have something on either side of the driveway if they chose to.
Okay.
That would help anchor it. And then,
That's a good idea.
did you sell that yet?
So less than 4 feet would be the.
So I think maybe just, it sounds arbitrary, but it's really not. It has to do with sight lines. So I think 4 feet is not gonna, affect anything.
Okay.
It's minor enough, but it's substantial enough to where they, if they wanted to mark their entrance, they could do it.
Sure.
So I think we're taking a layered approach to this, which is nice. We've got that 40-foot buffer along the road that keeps it open. Then you step the house back like we asked you to, which I think will help a lot. And then future landscaping, we can talk about that with the site, once we talk about the site plan for that particular one, when they come for that. If the planning board could be involved in that discussion, I think that would be helpful because I'm sure we have comments on that in the future for them, but.
Would that require another trip to the planning board for building on lot 2 at that point?
For site plan approval, do again.
If the landscaping plan is going to be, so right now you have a landscaping plan, right? And it has no landscaping on it.
Correct.
So your plan is to put no landscaping in, then I suppose that wouldn't be changed, right? But if you're gonna put landscaping on it, I think what Teresa is saying is we'd like to look at the revised landscaping plan.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And subject it to our review.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to get some input on it.
Okay.
At this time, I'll open the public hearing. You have anyone who wants to speak on the O'Hara subdivision? Public hearing now closed. Don, you wanna?
I can, Teresa, were you finished with that?
I think that was all I had. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let me just ask this so we're all clear. On the landscaping plan right now, there is no landscaping. Is there any landscaping you want to have in there before we close this out, or do you just want to come back when you're ready to propose landscaping? If at all.
Yeah, I think we would like to leave it up to the future owner.
Okay.
To make that decision. I think we'll leave it no for now. If they choose to have landscaping in the future, they can present that back to the town board as necessary.
Okay, so for clarity to everybody, including the board, you have before you a draft resolution. That's similar to what was before you last time, but now references this landscaping plan for lot 2 that was proposed, and references the fact that the code enforcement officer has reviewed this and issued an opinion that was helpful in us proceeding here. And so the most relevantly, the conditions are updated. I'll just highlight some of the resolves and then talk about the conditions. So this would complete seeker, issuing negative declaration. This would issue an EPOD permit for EPOD 4. It would issue an EPOD permit, I believe, for EPOD 9. Yep. It would issue preliminary and final subdivision approval. And it would issue site plan approval, subject to these conditions. So there's 10 conditions in total. A lot of them are standard. So I'll just rattle them off and slow down on the ones that aren't standard. Complying with the comments of the code enforcement officer, addressing any outstanding comments of the engineer, providing any easements, addressing any districting, utility districting if required. Again, those are kind of standard. Here are the sort of 4 ones that are more customized to this situation. So number 5, given that lot 2's location is within EPOD 4, landscaping of vegetation with a mature height of greater than 4 feet shall not be installed within 40 feet of the southern lot line fronting West Bloomfield Road. That was something we discussed last time. The next one, the landscaping plan for lot 2 shall be revised such that any notes referencing the buffer to West Bloomfield Road shall read as follows. Just putting quotations around this. No landscaping or vegetation with a mature height of 4 feet or more shall be installed within this buffer. Instead of no landscaping, it's now going to say no landscaping greater than 4 feet, like we talked about. All right. The next one is any proposed future landscaping not set forth in the landscaping plan for lot 2, if any, shall be consistent with the requirements of EPOD 4 and shall require an updated landscaping plan for lot 2 to be approved by the planning board. That's what we were just talking about. And then the last one is under this section is landscaping shall comply with the approved as revised landscaping plan. And any notes on the landscaping plan shall be revised to be consistent herewith. In other words, just update the notes like we're talking about here. So it's all set forth clearly. Then the other conditions again are kind of standard. The subdivision map shall be filed before the site plan approval is signed. And for EPOD 9, the engineer and the code enforcement officer would want to review and sign off on that permit. I think that has to do with the water treatment system. That's something we discussed last time. This was in the draft resolution last time around. So really the updates are just with respect to that landscaping. If everyone's okay, I don't know if anyone has any questions.
So just, sorry.
Except for Emilio.
Yeah, beating a dead horse here. So to be clear, if the future owner comes in and wants to plant some shrubs that are below 4 feet, they're allowed to do that without revising the landscaping plan?
That's not what this says. That's not the way this is set up. This says this basically says their landscaping plan shows no landscaping. That's why I asked the applicant, do you want to propose any landscaping now? We can put it in the plan.
But if the note's updated to read no landscaping over 4 feet, is that implying that it's allowed under 4 feet?
So I guess we could say no future landscaping.
I mean, that would be leaving the note as is.
Yeah.
It feels like, that's just me.
I think that there's a forward-looking condition that when you come for landscaping, it has to be under 4 feet. That's what we're deciding now. We could revise the note to say exactly that, if we want to say that. Does that sound better? Is that more
Sounds
clear
better.
to people?
So just to repeat that back, in any instance, for any landscaping, we come back to the planning board. And then if it's less than 4 feet, it's a non-issue. Or we wouldn't have to come back to the planning board if it was less than 4 feet.
I think it's up to the planning board how they want to proceed. I think the way the code would lean would say, give us your landscaping now, your landscaping plan now. And we can approve that, but if you want to change it, since it's in the E-Pod, we would want to review that. So right now, your landscaping plan shows no landscaping, which means if you were to add any landscaping, it would be a different landscaping plan. That's how a strict review of the code would read.
I would think a landscaping plan with no plantings over 4 feet would be accepted.
Yeah, that's okay. It's hard to anticipate that at this point, because we don't know who their buyers are gonna be. in it.
It's put another restriction on them that they don't understand or that's nothing locked in for them.
Yeah, I just don't, I'm trying to avoid ambiguity where the future owner thinks, doesn't realize and gets in trouble or something.
Here's one minor comment, right, 5, that, should not be installed 40 feet, but, so southerly lot line or the easterly lot line. Otherwise, the right of way is less to the road.
Yes. Yes.
So eastern setback.
I'll change that to easterly in the resolution.
Where's your north there? I know north is this to the right, but where is it? Just.
It's up there.
Ah, there you go. I hate when they tuck them in there. It's always so much easier if it's by the drawing type, you know.
I always prefer to keep it at the top right, but there's a lot going on in this
Yeah.
particular plan. If that is-
Do we want to just have 7 be a note as well? Any other proposed future landscaping not set forth in landscaping plan?
I think my thought would be some explicit note in Cerity is gonna, my concern is future owner buys it, thinks, oh, I'll put some small shrubs and they get in trouble, not knowing.
That can be included on the plan.
Yeah, so I'll put that note, condition number 7 shall be added as a note to the landscaping plan.
I'd prefer that I can add all of these actually, just to be thorough. Once they're finalized, I'll happily put them on the plan here. But just so there's no.
That would be fine. That would be good. Does the board want to allow for any allowance of landscaping or just leave it as is and have them come back with a plan when they're ready to do it?
I would be okay with just coming back with a plan when they're ready to do it.
Okay.
That's just my own.
I have no opinion either way, whatever you would want to do.
Yeah, I would prefer not to have to come back if there were simple shrubs in front of the
Yeah.
house and driveway. I like the idea of if it's less than 4 feet, it's a non-issue. Again, for clarity, if we're going to be selling Plaza as an approved building or not. That would be my preference if possible.
I have no problem with that.
Okay, so we will revise the resolution to permit landscaping or vegetation anywhere with that, so long as it's not greater than 4 feet in true height. Is that? Okay,
I think you all would understand that clearly as well.
Maybe a statement that's out by the engineer.
I
And the
can,
checking engineer.
I can bring the transit out, we can run it across.
By the drone.
So, I still pull out the rod.
Yes, I'm fun about this.
Yeah. Any of my interns know how they do it.
just writing this up the way we
okay.
talked about it, so I'll just be a minute.
the interest been like on that property that you're trying to sell? Have you had a lot or?
Not as often, yeah, I think the weather too plays into it.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
blame, people don't really want to stand outside.
Yeah.
you know?
Keep in mind, the prevailing wind is west and southwest.
That mean it comes from the west or comes
For
from the south?
whatever's along your driveway. Snow.
But it's real. You're gonna plow. Excuse the bicycle. Yeah. I support that. Side by side with heated cab.
I did a shovel.
Alrighty, I've revised. I'll try to run through it real quick. So I put everything under one condition now. Here's how it reads. Relative to landscaping and vegetation, the following shall apply and shall be added as notes to the landscaping plan. First, given lot 2's location within EPOD 4, landscaping / vegetation with mature height of greater than 4 feet shall not be installed within 40 feet of the easterly lot line fronting West Bloomfield Road. B, the landscaping plan for lot 2 shall be revised such that any notes referencing the buffer to West Bloomfield Road shall read as follows. No landscaping / vegetation with mature height of 4 feet or more shall be installed within this buffer. C, any other proposed future landscaping not set forth in the landscaping plan for lot 2, if any, shall be consistent with the requirements of EPOD 4. Future landscaping, D, future landscaping and vegetation with mature height of less than 4 feet may be installed without further review by the planning board. E, future landscaping and vegetation with mature height of greater than 4 feet outside of the buffer shall require an updated landscaping plan for lot 2 to be approved by the planning board. Did I get it? Hopefully that's clear. So if the board is comfortable, don't have any more questions or concerns. If someone wants to move this resolution as revised.
Preliminary and final.
This would do preliminary and final subdivision as well as site plan approval. It's all in there.
We have a motion.
You
Danielle, second.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Thank you. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Triple send you awesome official notice.
Okay,
I'll be in
perfect.
touch with you guys for approval letters.
Sounds good. And we'll copy the resolution on the plans.
Yep.
Good to go. All right.
I'll send you over a copy of everything.
Right.
All right. Good rest of your day.
Thank you.
On the general. Yeah. General discussion.
In the name.
I've got nothing.
Nice quick meeting.
Any other motions right here? Adjourn, no.
One other thing, we have a new application coming up for AT&T. That just came in a few days, well, that was just distributed to the planning board a few days ago. In reading this, their letter says, basically their position is, so the cell applications are unique because there are a lot of federal regulations that apply. Sometimes above and beyond our local codes. And they have written a letter that essentially says, unless you comply with these timelines, as they've interpreted them to apply pursuant to federal regulations, they say your time to basically deal with this application will end on January 17th, 2025. in their position is the application will be deemed granted.
Can they do that?
So I can look into this. This is the first time I'm going through this.
They've done this before, and we've been able to have them support their standing with an outside engineer. I don't know if the guy.
Well, hold on just a minute, Earl. I'm not getting into the substance. I'm just talking about the timeline right now.
Oh, okay.
So this January 17th would occur before our next planning board
Right,
meeting.
yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. I think one thing potentially we could do is, if we want, ask them, take the position that I don't know if time is told, because I have to look through this whole application and talk to the town about when they got it and what happened, but, does the board, if the town, if the building department is concerned about timing, would the board want to ask for an extension of the shot clock, as it's called, so that we can at least hear this at the next meeting?
I would think so.
Okay. So, we will check in with the building department about whether this timing seems to be accurate to them. And if it is, then the board authorizes them to ask for an extension of time. Is that where we're at? Okay.
But as you look at the federal regulations, there may be in there the timing that the town is allowed to, you know, to remove that January 17th date.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things about how it can be told, and it's a little bit complicated, but they have their thing laid out now. We'll look into it. And if we think there's a need for an extension, this board authorizes us to ask for it. Authorizes the town to ask for it, correct?
Yes.
Correct. All right.
Anything else? Motion anymore? To adjourn? Recent, second? Jim? All in favor?
Aye.
Good night.
Don, did you say 20?